domain host related info. So the conducted web penetration tests are generally close to black box testing, as we mentioned before. So we don't have, hardly any information about the target, if any. Maybe just a URL, IP address, or a domain name is given to us. So to start testing and gathering information, we'll need to dig around an URL, IP, or a domain name. No problem. So in this section, we're going to first extract domain registration information by using the Whois service. Then we're going to use the extracted information to get subdomains of the target and even the other hosts in the network. And then, if it's possible, we're going to discover the applications that are served on the same server or same service. All right, so let's start with the Whois service. When registering a domain, the domain owner needs to provide his personal information to the domain registrar, such as name, phone number, other contact information. And all this is public information due to the nature of the Whois service. So that means that you can view the name, address, phone number, and email address of the person or entity who registered the domain. If you query the registrar Whois service, you can get this information. But sometimes the registrars can hide this if they have a service to change the owner information with theirs. Whois records and holds the registration details provided by the domain owner to the domain registrar. Yes, I say Whois. Whois is a protocol that works on port TCP 43, and there are multiple Whois servers on the Internet around the world. These servers are operated by regional Internet registrars, so they are used to extract information about the domains and the associated contacts information. Okay, so open your terminal in Kali. And thanks to our developers, Kali has a Whois client, and it's very easy to use. Okay, so type Whois to see the help file, and we're going to use that. So let's think of google.com as your target domain. And you got to wonder about Google's registration info, right? So type Whois google.com and hit enter. Okay, so this is the output for this domain. It's long. So scroll up. And as you're seeing this with me, the registrar for this domain is Mark Monitor. The dates of validity period are also displayed. The output of a Whois query also points out the DNS servers for google.com. And those will help us to find additional hosts in the domain. So now I will run another Whois query. But first, let me get the google.com IP address, host google.com. And the host command performs a reverse IP check. So when you give the domain, it returns the corresponding IP address. So type whois-hwis.erin.net. Now I will copy this IP address. With the H parameter, you can point to a specific Whois server to query. So hit enter. And again, you get a long output. But it's got a lot of information, such as network range, phone number, and address. So Whois queries are very handy to originate a domain name. There are also online Whois services, and you've probably had a look at them. You may want to look at them again.